Hello, my name is John Ranieri, and I'm the director of the University Honors Program. I'm happy to introduce you to some features of our program. The first would be that Honors is a program that's housed in the College of Arts and Sciences at Seton Hall. At the core of the Honors Program, there are 4 colloquia. These are seminar-style classes. They are arranged chronologically. The first one is on the ancient world, normally taken in the student's first semester of freshman year. The second colloquium is on the medieval world, which is taken in the spring semester of the student's freshman year. Second year, sophomore year, students take the third colloquium on the early modern world, which goes roughly from about 1500 until about 1850. And then the fourth colloquium, taken in the student's spring semester of sophomore year, is the colloquium on the contemporary world, which picks up at around 1850 and goes up until today. 2 other important features of these honors colloquia. The first is that these are interdisciplinary courses, so that they cover a particular chronological period, but within that period, students might be studying philosophy, political science, in some cases, the social sciences, anthropology, sociology, even some psychology. And in some of the colloquia, the students actually will be exposed to primary texts dealing with the natural sciences and the development of the natural sciences. So they are interdisciplinary. Another important feature of these 4 colloquia is that they are multicultural. Not only do the students study features and tendencies from Western civilization, but we also have a healthy dose of exposure to Chinese civilization and Islamic civilization as well. Those are the main features of the colloquia. I would recommend anyone who is interested in the honors program to, first of all, be sure that this is something you would be interested in. These are seminar-style courses, and those that take part in these courses have to be prepared to take part in class discussion. People have to be open as well to investigating primary texts. In other words, we will not be teaching you what other people have said about Plato. You will be reading Plato. So if this is something that is interesting to you, I would highly recommend that you go to our website, see what it is that the program is about, take a look at the syllabi for the various courses, look at the requirements, look at the themes that are carried through these courses, and if it is something that you're interested in, by all means, apply. The deadline for application for the upcoming academic year, fall 2020 and spring 2021, the deadline for application was March 1st, but we are still considering applications at this time. So I will now introduce you to our program administrator, Maisie Montcastle, who will show you some features of our website. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maisie Mountcastle, and I am the program administrator of the Honors Program. And I would just like to familiarize you a little bit with our website so that you can have a chance to know where you can go to find out particulars about the program. There are 3 things I'd like to show you. Most especially. One is our overview of our program, and then I'd also like to show you information on how our coursework interrelates with other degree requirements that you may have, and then also to show you a little bit of information about secondary majors that you can get through the honors program. All of this information is on the website, and so I'd like to help you to know how to find that there. The best way to get to our website is to go to the Seton Hall main website, www.shu.edu, and then up in the top right-hand corner, you'll find a search field where you can type Honors Great Questions. Once you click that, it'll bring you to a set of possible websites, and the top one is our website. So why don't we take a deeper dive there, and we will look at the website right now. This is the website, and as you can see, our opening page talks a little bit about the program. and the philosophy behind the program. So I do suggest that you take a nice look here, and if you find yourself interested in what it is that we do and why we do it, then you may well want to look a little bit further. A couple of places that you would want to take a look, I believe, would be Honors and your core, up here. If you look at Honors and your core, you will see the various schools within the university all listed. And within these links, you will find information about how the Honors Program coursework interrelates with the requirements of those schools. Let's, for example, take a look at the College of Arts and Sciences Bachelor of Science candidates. If you are a Bachelor of Science student, like for instance, if you are in the joint MD program or any of the medical sciences or any of the hard sciences, you would be required as a university student to take some coursework that is not directly related to your major. And those things are things that all students have to take. And you'll see on the right-hand side of this table the various things that students have to take that are not related to their major, but which are covered by the honors program. So if you are a first-year student in the honors program and you're in the Bachelor of Science, you would be taking the honors first colloquium, and in so doing, you would be fulfilling your philosophy religion requirement and also your requirement for freshman English. These schemes work for all of the different degree programs. You would just need, again, to go up here to honors and your core, click the school that you're most interested in, and you can get a nice side-by-side listing of our courses and what they cover. So I think the point here is students do not have to take more courses in order to complete the honors program. The honors program actually substitutes for things that they would otherwise have to be taking. Now, a lot of times students are also interested in secondary majors, and there are some very nice things here in honors and your major up here. If you click this, you'll see that the honors program is a way of interfacing with content that allows you possibly to get secondary majors in a number of fields. Those departments are listed here, and if you want to take a look at the details of the arrangements, for instance, if we look at philosophy, you'll see that a secondary major in philosophy is relatively easy to accomplish through the honors program. This is because a lot of the honors colloquia touch on philosophical issues and philosophical studies, and they do make up a good bit of a good philosophy education. So there are these options of secondary majors, and you may want to take a look at that. And then also, if you do want to take a look at our course schedules to see what it is our students study every Tuesday and Thursday morning, you can take a look at the course schedules, just like that. Okay, so that's a little primer on how you can navigate your way around the website, and I hope that you will. And now, a couple of our students who will give you the student perspective, and the first is Joaquin.
Hi, I'm Joaquin Madamus, and I'm a sophomore Diplomacy and International Relations student with a double major in economics and a minor in Asian studies. So the honors program, to me at least, often we think about classes as being these, long lectures or seminars, or these very small classes where you don't really get much done. This is a large class, sure, but really students get to take care or get to take control of their education. And oftentimes we think of a seminar as a teacher, kind of blurting out, information at you. But for once, you actually have a conversation, a dialogue with, your professors and with, fellow students, your classmates. You have two professors to bounce ideas off of, and often those professors will bounce their ideas off of. It's really a collection of people's ideas, people's cultures, people's backgrounds all together, where you're finally having a conversation about things that are relevant in life that extend way beyond the classroom. I mean, sure, we're talking about history, philosophy, all education in general and knowledge, but in the end, I think it just makes you a better, well-rounded person. You become a more fuller person, and honestly, you become a more attentive human being in general. And that's personally why I really enjoy the honors program, and I'd urge you to join. But But up next will be Monet Watson, a senior, who can tell you a little bit more about what happens after honors.
Hello, I'm Monet Watson. I'm a senior anthropology, sociology, and philosophy triple major, which would not have been possible without joining the honors program. And I just owe so much to the honors program. I wouldn't have been able to discover myself and really mold myself into the person I am today without taking those classes and really thinking about all the knowledge that we have, the wealth, and building upon what that makes into human knowledge, into being me. Joaquin mentioned lots of glorious things about the honors program. It's also the community you build. All my friends are from there. We discuss all the titles that we have read, and it really becomes a part of you in a deeper way than any other class. Also, honors teaches you amazing skills. I can write a paper in an hour and a half and submit it for a class, and they're like, great, amazing. I've never seen any work like this, and that's because of the rigorousness of the honors program. I urge you to join. It's going to change your life, and even if you don't like it, apply, and you can live on the 4th floor of Aquinas, because that's nice too. And next, I have some few words of farewell from Maisie Mountcastle.
Okay, so we hope that you have had a chance to learn a little bit about the honors program and that you will look a little more deeply into it if you're at all interested. I am in the office of the honors program, and if you have questions, you can ring me up on the phone and I will answer and I will talk to you about the program. It's a wonderful program, and we're here for you if you have questions. The phone number is 973-275-2011, and of course you can also go to the website, and I've explained to you how to find that. So happy hunting. We hope that your journey for learning where you want to go to school will go very, very well, and if you're interested in the honors program, we hope to hear from you.